record in the cloud so that I can share the link later. Yeah, sorry. We will send the link later. Okay? Thank you. So this session again is not just to lecture you, but to inspire dialogue, challenge thinking, and support your journey as high performing consultants in the CAM space. By the way, when I say CAM, it's key accounts management. Okay? So don't be confused about that. So thank you for being here, for your openness to learn, and for your continued commitment to excellence. So here's our learning outcomes. Explain the concepts of key account management or CAM, state the dimensions and goals of key account management, discuss how to determine strategic importance objectively, and state the benefits of long-term connection to CAM. So as a key account specialist consultants, you will gain a lot of knowledge and lot of how to build rapport and how to build relationships with your customers and your clients, but also with your teammates. Okay, so let's start with module 1. Our first topic for module 1 is the conception of key account management. Of course, it's really important for us to understand the basics of key account management. As key account specialist consultants, your role is critical in building and sustaining high value client relationships. So how long have you been a key accounts specialist? Can you write in the chat box? How many years are you in this industry? Let me see in the chat box. First time. Oh, first time. How about the others? Is this also your first time to be account specialist? Let's wait for the others to answer. Shu Wen Yu, Wu Binji, Lu Afeng, Wu Wan Wan Lu. Yes, it's first time. So all of you, this is the first time to be an account manager, right? Or an account specialist. So it's better to grasp all the learnings in this session, okay? So let's listen carefully. This session is designed to give you a solid foundation in doing just that. In this module, we'll begin by understanding the basic conception of key account management or CAM, what it really means and why it's so important in today's competitive landscape. We'll also look at the definition, explore the objectives, and identify the key dimensions of effective key account management. So by the end of this module, you'll have a clear understanding of these concepts and how to apply them in your day-to-day work with clients. Okay? So here are the topics we'll be covering for this session. First, we'll define key account management. Then we'll go into its objectives, what we're trying to achieve. We'll also break down the different dimensions of account management because there are so many facets of CAM. And lastly, we'll explore how to integrate the customer into the process, making them a real partner in growth, not just clients or customers, but we want to achieve the partnership with them, right? So this is not just a theory. It's about helping to be more strategic, more client focused, and more impactful in your role. Are you ready? Are you ready, everyone? All right. We're done with the introduction. Let's now explore the conception of key account management. So over the years, the way we view and practice key account management has evolved significantly. As research continues to grow in this area, we see that there are many different approaches, but still no single consistent definition that everyone agrees on. So there's no specific definition of CAM. It really depends on in the industry. It really depends on the environment that you're with. So this tells us something important. Key account management is a dynamic, evolving practice. So from time to time, it changes. And it changes depends on the environment and depends in the harmonious relationships with your customers and clients, and also with your organization. Different industries, markets, and companies interpret and apply it in their own ways based on what works best for their business model. So, can I ask you, what's your industry? Is this selling products or offering services? What services are you with? What's your market? What's your audience? Are you into selling products or are you into offering services? Let me see in the chat box. Do you sell products? Oh, into services. Okay, that's good. So it's like the Wani into services. Okay. Okay. Oh, event management. That's very good. How about the others? So into services and event management. So why is it important to reflect? Oh, same if event management. So why is it important to reflect on this? Because if we don't have a shared understanding of what key account management is, what its objectives and tasks are, and how it fits into our organizational structure, we risk inconsistency, confusion, and even lost opportunities. So that's why in this module, we'll aim to develop a general perception of key account management, especially in business to business market. So what it is what like we're doing in event management and into services, it's really about business to business market. So we talk with other organizations, we talk with other companies for us to render our service and offer our services. So this includes understanding its definition, clarifying objectives, identifying core tasks, and look at how it's embedded in the overall company design. So in short, key account management is much more than just handling big clients. It has deep implications for how we strategically grow, organize teams, and deliver value. In fact, it's often more complex and impactful than many managers realize. And that's what we're here to unpack. So we're going to unpack different facets of key account management and how are you going to be able to deal with different problems. Okay? Now, let's talk about the definition of key account management. You'd think that with over 50 years of research behind this concept, it would be easy to find a solid, commonly accepted definition. But surprisingly, that's not the case. Despite all the studies, papers, and models out there, there's still no single universally agreed upon definition of key account management. That tells us just how complex and evolving this concept really is. So the question is, why is it so hard to define key account management? So if I'm going to ask you, what do you mean by key account management, or what's the job description of being a key account specialist? Can you type in the chat box? What's your deliverables? What are your work scope of work? What do you do? Coordinate with clients. Very good, Limeng. How about the others? All right, that's a good answer, Limeng. So we need to coordinate with clients. Also, not just with clients, but also with our team for us to understand the output that we're going to deal with. Okay, the question is, why is it so hard? Because key account management is not just one thing. It's a blend of strategy, relationship management, sales, service, and long-term thinking. And that blend looks different across industries and even individual companies, correct, deal with big clients. Like what I've said earlier, it really depends in the situation and it really depends in the environment, correct, to make solutions. So in this module, we won't try to force a narrow definition. Instead, we will explore the key elements that most successful key account managers programs have in common and use that to build a shared understanding we can all work with. Okay? Think of it like this. Instead, instead of chasing a perfect definition, we're aiming for a practical, working model. So we're not just about definition. We're about the practicality of things. One that helps us deliver results in the real world. All right? Do you understand that? We are in the output. We're about outcomes, not just in the main definition of key account management. Okay? So in this slide, it defines key account management and emphasizes that although the term is widely often used, it comes with different names and definitions. Over time, people have referred to key account management using various terms like in the bold letters in the slide, large account management, major account management, strategic account management, corporate account management, international or global account management, national account management, and national account marketing. So the key point is that despite the different labels, they all refer to the same core concept, like what you've said in the chat box, managing important client relationships in a structured and strategic way. So all of your answers earlier were correct. We're about to manage a team, we're about to manage client, and also what's more important is the relationship. So we need to have a strategic way on how are we going to build that relationship. So the inconsistency in naming reflects different industries or company approaches, but the focus remains the same: building long-term, high-value partnerships with the most important clients. Like what Pishi Yong said, make solutions, and like what Wu Shipping and Shi Limeng said, coordinate with clients with big clients. All right? Okay, let's move on. So this slide builds on the previous definition and provides more insight into why key account management is so important. Key account management focuses on major accounts, those clients that are critical to a company's success. These accounts usually generate the highest revenue and profit, which is why they deserve more attention and tailored service. These clients are called key. So remember that the clients um the clients that we're going to call are key. KEY. Key, because they are essential for a company's survival and long-term growth. Losing a key account could seriously impact the business. So they require special care, strategic focus, and personalized management. Because at the end of the day, we do not want our clients to go um to bridge or to break bridges. We don't want that. We want our clients to be so close with us. We want our clients to build a harmonious relationship with us. All right? So the highlighted statement at the bottom, as you can see, the highlighted statement at the bottom gives a working definition. Key account management is a supplier's relationship marketing program aiming to establish, develop, and maintain a successful and mutually beneficial business relationship with the company's most important customers. So, if I'm going to ask you, everyone, how many customers are you dealing with every day? How many clients and how many customers do you deal every day? How many clients? Can you type in the chat box? How many clients do you deal with every day, business to business environment in your daily lives? Oh, you don't know yet. Okay. So technically this is your first time, no? Okay, in simpler terms, like 3 to 5 a day, it depends. All right. Okay, okay. So in simpler terms, CAM is not just about selling. It's about building a long-term partnerships that create value for both sides. So let's all remember that we're not about selling. Key account management is about building long-term partnerships that create value for both parties, for you and the clients. Always remember that, okay? So next, this slide emphasizes the operational and organizational aspects of key account management, internal and external marketing activities. So what are those internal and external activities? CAM is not just about external client interaction. It involves aligning both internal and external efforts. This includes things like communication, strategy, service delivery, and support systems, all working together to maintain strong, ongoing relationships with key clients. So, to sustain the relational exchange, we need this phrase that refers to keeping the long term relationship alive. It's not just about one big deal. It's about continual value exchange over time. So that means consistent communication, delivering on promises, and adapting to the client's evolving needs. So we're not just about promises. We're about in delivering those promises into action. Do you understand? Bringing those promises into action. So that's really important. Okay? Okay, institutionalized program. For CAM to be effective, it must be embedded into the company's structure. So you need to understand the structure of your company, not just a task for the sales team. It requires the right people and skills, clear roles, proper resources, and support from leadership. It should be treated as a strategic program, not just of or not just a set of activities. Okay? So we need to be strategic every time. Okay? In this slide, it explains the objectives of key account management, which is the strategy a company uses to manage its most important clients. Like what you've said earlier, those big clients. So CAM is challenging because it requires a long-term relationship-based approach. Its main goal is to integrate customer needs into the company's operations. This involves changing internal processes to fit for what the customer requires, which can be costly and complex. Therefore, it's important to have a clear understanding of the objectives to avoid wasting resources. So in short, CAM is about deeply understanding and adapting to your most important customers to build strong, long-term relationships. So this slide continues to explain the objectives of key account management and highlights two main points. Always remember these two main points. These are customer retention and maximizing customer value. But there's a confusion in literature. The literature on CAM is diverse and fragmented, which means, what do you mean by that? There's no clear agreement on what the exact objectives and tasks of CAM are. So some authors mix up goals, what you want to achieve, with functions, tasks, how you do it. So making it harder to focus clearly. Modern consensus. These are the two main objectives. Despite the confusion, recent research agrees on two core objectives of CAM: customer retention, keeping important clients long term by maintaining strong, satisfying relationships. Second, maximizing customer value, increasing the value a customer brings to the company, either through more purchases, longer contracts, or strategic collaboration. So these two goals are closely linked. Retaining customers makes it easier to grow their value over time. So we need to understand that customer retention and maximizing customer value are integrated, are twins. We're not just going to focus on on how to retain our customers. We also need to understand how are we going to maximize the value of our customer. All right? Understand? Do you have any questions so far? Any questions so far? Nan? Okay, let's move. This slide focuses on, thank you, Wu Shiping and Shiliming. This slide, thank you, Wu Yingbao. This slide focuses on one of the main objectives of key account management, customer retention. So like what we've said earlier, it's important for us to understand these two main objectives. So let's start with customer retention. It means keeping existing customers over the long term rather than constantly trying to acquire new ones. So that's customer retention. The main focus of CAM, the slide says that relationship marketing and CAM should focus primarily on retaining current customers. So why retention? Based on research, especially in consumer markets, it's cheaper, more effective than trying to constantly win over new customers. So the counterpoint for business to business markets, some studies argue that in business to business contexts, top customers may negotiate harder, reducing the supplier's profit margin. So keeping them may not always be as profitable. Okay? Remember that. So that's where we need to understand the focus of how important it is to build strong long-term partnerships in business to business markets. So we need to value relationships in business to business. For you, for those who are first timers in this industry, business to business companies are increasingly recognizing that relational partnerships are valuable. Why? Because competition is growing fiercer. Customer needs are becoming more individualized and complex. It's more of personalized and customized. Every customer, every client has its own requirements, has its own objectives. So we need to think outside of the box. We need to align our strategic plan into their goals. All right? So what's the role of supplier? The supplier learns in depth about the customer's business and context. So we also need to understand their context, their objectives. This allows them to design and offer customized solutions tailored to that specific client. Next, customer's experience. Through this process, the customer understands what to expect from the supplier, and it and customers learns how to collaborate effectively with the supplier. So as you see, it's a synergy. The supplier, the customer, and the service provider. So they are working together to achieve goals. All right? Next. This slide highlights another core objective of key account management: maximizing customer value. Customer retention is not a guaranteed success. Retaining customers is important but not sufficient on its own. Just keeping a customer doesn't ensure profitability and long-term value. So CAM should directly support the financial success of the business relationship. It's about value creation for both the supplier and the customer. So profitability is essential. CAM programs must generate profits whether directly or indirectly. When we say directly, it is to say increased sales, upselling, etc. While indirectly, it is to say cost savings, improve customer loyalty, referrals, recommendations. So those are where we generate profits directly and indirectly. So customer value as a central objective is considered secondary. Customer value is now central to effective CAM strategy. So from secondary, it is now the central or the center of the CAM or key account management strategy. So the definition of customer value defined as the net present value of all learnings from a customer. So it includes both tangible and intangible. When we say tangible, revenue, cost savings. While intangible factors, brand reputation, strategic partnership benefits, etc. So many intangible effects like loyalty, referrals, recommendation, or market influence cannot be monetized easily, yet are vital for long-term profitability. So we need to understand that those intangible value is not easily monetized, but we need those intangible values for sustainability, for us to achieve the profit that we want. So strategic implication, these indirect contributions must be included in how companies manage and prioritize key accounts. All right. So in this slide, it offers a visual breakdown of customer value on the context of key account management. So let's see, no? Customer value consists of two major dimensions: economic factors and pre-economic factors. Let's start with economic factors. Economic factors, these are quantifiable and financial in nature. Revenues. What are revenues? Direct income generated from the customer. All right? Understand? Revenues are direct income generated from the customer. Cost. Expenses related to serving and retaining the customer. So economic factors technically deals with money, deals with financial. So these two determine the net financial contribution of a customer. Do you understand the economic factors? No question at all? Do you understand the economic factors? No question. Okay, thank you. Let's move on to pre-economic factors. These are intangible yet strategically significant. Information value. Insights gained from customer behavior, feedback, or market intelligence. So these are all the feedbacks that's coming from the customers. Reference value. Value added when a customer acts as a reference or advocate influencing other clients. So this is like the influencers, the celebrities that are endorsing your products. Next is strategic value, long-term partnership potential, innovation collaboration, or market positioning gained through relationship. So it's about partnership. It's about collaboration with other companies or with other entities. So it's really important to have a connection with other competitors for us to understand how they manage their their income generated strategy. All right? So to summarize this figure or this structure, it emphasizes that customer value is not limited to money. It includes intangible contributions that affect long-term strategy, branding, and innovation. It's a reminder that key account success relies not only on what customers buy, but also on how they benefit the company in broader, less obvious ways. Understand? Do you understand the introduction of key account management? Do you understand? Thank you, P. Shi Yong. Yi Xiong. Next slide. Thank you, Shi Limeng. Let's move on to thank you, Wu Ying Biao, to the dimensions of key account management. Thank you, Wu Shiping, Jiang Shuang Wang, Lua Feng, Wong, Hong Wipeng. Thank you, Sheshe. Thank you, Shu Wenwei. Next, this slide presents the dimensions of key account management using a three-tiered pyramid model that reflects how organizations should structure their approach to managing key accounts. So there are tiered, no? Three tier. Strategic dimension, functional dimension, and organizational dimension. Let's start with strategic dimension, the top of the pyramid. What's the role of this dimension? It sets the overall direction for key account management. So what are the focus of of strategic dimension? Strategic goals, responsibilities, and task definition. Let's all remember that. Strategic goals, responsibilities, and task definition. So what's the impact of this dimension? It guides long-term relationship development and alignment with corporate objectives. How about the functional dimension, the middle layer? It deals with the operational execution of key account plans. So for strategic, it sets the overall direction. While functional, it's specific because it deals with operational execution alone. So what are the focuses of this dimension? Day-to-day management, cross-departmental coordination, and implementation of strategies. Like what you've said earlier, you need to coordinate with clients. So last, organizational dimension, the base layer. It supports the internal structure necessary for key account management. So what are the focuses? Embedding CAM in the company's culture, institutional processes, and roles and responsibilities. So to summarize these dimensions, the pyramid suggests that effective CAM must be strategically guided, functionally executed, and organizationally embedded. Each layer builds upon the other to ensure a sustainable and scalable CAM program within the company. So you will not just focus in one dimension. So we need to focus in those three dimensions for us to have a holistic approach in building our company. All right? Understand? Okay, let's move to the next slide. This slide elaborates on the strategic dimension of key account management, focusing on its pivotal role in aligning COM with the company's broader marketing strategy. So let's start with strategic dimension. The core purpose of strategic dimension guides which strategy CAM should follow as a critical component of the overall marketing management. So like what we've said earlier, it deals with the overall function. So the key responsibilities tailors CAM activities to both the individual accounts and the overall market approach. So it set tasks and geographic reach. So like what you're going to do as a key account specialist. So you need to set tasks and you need to have a glimpse or understanding in the geographic reach, what will be your audiences, what will be your target market. So you need to determine what should be done and where. Identify effective marketing channels. So it chooses which platforms or channels are most valuable for engaging key accounts. So it set objectives and KPIs. So as key account management specialist, as key account specialist consultant, so you need to set objectives and you also have the KPIs. What are KPIs? Key performance indicators. So it indicates what's the growth of your deliverables. You need to have a monitoring. You need to monitor everything for you to have feedback and for you to follow the growth of your business. All right. So it establishes goals like return of investment or ROI, share of wallet, or other performance benchmarks. So strategic dimension shapes the direction and priorities of CAM, making it forward-looking, goal-setting component. It ensures that CAM efforts are aligned with company strategy, market demands, and performance expectations. So you understand the strategic dimension. So for us to understand more, so let's deal with institutionalization is not enough. So simply establishing a camp program and allocating funds does not guarantee success. You will not just have a fund or allocated budget for a particular program and that's it. No, strategic leadership and planning are essential. So as key account specialists, consultants, you will be the leader on how are you going to monitor the progress of your programs. So as key account specialist consultants, you will be the lead monitoring personnel. So you will select the right key account executive and assembling the right team that are strategic decisions, not just operational tasks. So these choices greatly influence the effectiveness of the CAM approach. So strategic CAM is not a routine. It's a complex and challenging task. It demands a tailored, individualized marketing strategy and in-depth understanding of both customer needs and company capabilities. So the strategic dimension in CAM is multifaceted. Success requires more than the structure or budget. It involves smart people decisions, thoughtful planning, and the development of customized strategies to match specific key account situations. So I'm going to talk with you, all of you. So as key account specialist consultants, you will be the lead personnel, you will be the lead person, the lead individual to monitor the progress of the program. Are you ready for that? Are you ready to be the lead individual? Are you ready with your maybe? Maybe? So you need to be ready. You need to be able to understand the nature of your work. And also you need to understand how are you going to balance my work and how to build relationship with my customers or with my clients. So we need to be prepared. We need to be ready with your deliverables, okay? So in this slide, what happened? All right. So in this slide, it introduces the functional dimension. So we've done with the strategic dimension. Now let's deal with the functional dimension. Operational translation of strategy. The functional dimension involves translating the strategic goals into concrete tasks and actions. So you already have the plan. You already have the strategic plans. You already have the strategic goals. But how am I going to implement? How am I going to utilize my resources? So you need to have a concrete tasks and actions. Understand? So these tasks are customer oriented and tailored to each key account. It's tailored to each clients. It's tailored to each customers. Do you understand that? Do you understand? Let me hear in the chat box. Let me see. Thank you, Wan Lu. So functional tasks are about delivering on promises made during strategic planning. Thank you, Wu Shipping. So we need to deal with the actions. Like what I've said earlier in the introduction, we are not just here to promise our clients that we're doing our best. We need to have an action with those promises. Thank you, Wu Yingbao, Shi Liming. So this includes detailed practical steps like, remember this. So these are the steps. First, planning account specific meetings. So you need to have meetings. Coordinating cross-functional support. You need to support every aspect of your business. You need to coordinate with clients. You need to coordinate with your staff. You need to coordinate with the owner of your business. And managing service delivery or implementation phases. So you have the first phase, second phase, and final phase. All right? So you need to have a clear understanding on how to monitor things. Okay? So these actions are more individualized than those in the strategic dimension. So they focus on meeting the specific needs of each key accounts. So the functional dimension ensures that high-level strategies are put into action through clearly defined customized tasks that directly support key account relationships. It serves as the bridge between strategy and execution. Okay? So next, let's deal with some understanding of functional dimension. So customer supplier proximity. We were dealing with the location. Key account management aims to bring companies closer to their customers and vice versa. So this proximity enhances mutual understanding and ensures both parties have access to relevant data. So let me ask you, are you in China right now or are you here in the Philippines? Are you in China or in the Philippines? Or are you outside the Philippines right now? Philippines. So you're here in the Philippines. Okay. So you need to connect with your clients. If your clients are from the Philippines, it's better to have a meeting in a face-to-face setup. But if you have clients outside the Philippines, it's better to have a remote setup. When we say remote, like this, we're having this training remotely. Though we're both in the Philippines, but it's better to have this kind of training remotely because you're also doing things, right? You're also doing your work while listening to this training, correct? Am I correct? You also have your work right now, right? Yeah. So while listening, you're working. So we need to have, correct. We need to have that kind of understanding. Okay? So COM is responsible for deeply understanding the buying company's operations. So this allows supplier to tailor their products and services to increase customer efficiency and productivity. So this part of the functional dimension focuses on deep collaboration and information between the supplier and customer. So we need to have a sharing. We need to share information with our customer or clients. So by understanding customer operations, key account managers or you as key account specialists can provide targeted improvements that lead to higher productivity and mutual value creation. So you need to understand everything as a key account specialist. So this slide expands on the operational and coordination roles of key account management within the organization. So let's talk about product planning and customization. COM must plan production and develop or evaluate customized offerings for key accounts. So you have many accounts, right? You're handling with different clients. You're handling with different entities. But each client, each customers, you need to understand their objectives. You need to understand and you need to customize the goals based on their objectives. So different client, different objectives, different goals, different accounts. So you need to have a cross-functional coordination. What does it mean by cross-functional coordination? It entails coordinating information exchange and planning between the supplier and the buyer. So you need to involve every people for you to achieve the goals and objectives of your clients. So it also includes resource commitment, production coordination, and after sales marketing and support. Here in the Philippines, you need to understand that it's really important for us Filipinos to have a communication with our sellers, with our service provider. Because after sales, marketing, and support is really important. For example, you have a warranty for 1 year. For example, this microphone has a warranty of 1 year. What if beyond 1 year, I broke the microphone? There's a technical difficulty in using the microphone. How am I going to deal with that? So of course, I need to call the buyer, the service provider of this microphone. But if you will not have a communication line, if you will not have a an efficient, an effective communication with the buyer, there will be no support. So the connection between you, customer, and the seller will be burned bridges. Do you understand? So you will not have a connection. So that connection will be broken because you have no communication. You did not deal with the problem of your customer. So you understand that you need to address every problem of your customer. As account specialist, consultant, you need to understand the needs of your clients. Okay? So the role of key account management as a coordinator is an ambivalent one. Though CAM belongs to the supplying company, it must adopt the customer's perspective. This dual role creates tension, but it's critical for building trust, aligning solutions with real customer needs, driving mutual value. So like what I've said earlier, you need to have a connection with your accounts. You need to have a connection with your customers. Do you understand, everyone? You understand? So you as professionals must balance internal priorities with external customer expectations. To be effective, they must think like the customer while acting on behalf of their company. So it's a dual role, a nuanced and demanding but vital balancing act. Okay? So this slide addresses the importance of control and performance monitoring. First, client or control is client. Control is critical. ensures that CAM remains efficient and effective. It is not a set it and forget it process. It requires ongoing oversight. Second, value focused processes. Every action within CAM should add measurable value. So monitoring is required to track and optimize that value over time. Third and last, performance metrics. So profit per customer, customer satisfaction, and share of wallet. This help gauge how well CAM strategies are performing and whether they align with business goals. Effective CAM must be treated as a strategic investment, one that is constantly measured, adjusted, and justified through data-backed results and value generation. All right. So we're done with strategic dimension and functional dimension. Let's now deal with the organizational dimension. So again, there are only three. Remember that. Only three dimensions of key accounts management. Okay? What are those? What are those three dimensions of account management? Let me see in the chat box. What are the three dimensions of key account management? What's the first one in the pyramid? What's the top? Very good, strategic. Very good, Pishi Yizhong. Second, in the middle part, strategic, and then what's in the middle? Functional. Very good. And last, in as the base dimension, organizational. Very good. All right. Oh, this one. Mm. Very good. So you're listening very carefully. All right, let's deal with organizational dimension. Institutionalization is essential. Once a CAM strategy and its tasks are clearly defined, it must be embedded into the company's formal organization. This ensures consistency, accountability, and long-term support. Second, strategy should drive structure, not the other way around. Ideally, CAM goals should shape the organizational setup. However, many companies reverse this, designing the structure first to protect internal power and then retrofitting the CAM strategy, which leads to inefficiency. So first, um we need to have that strategy. So for CAM to thrive, it must be formally institutionalized and supported by a structure that's built around the strategy, not around the internal politics. This alignment ensures clarity in roles, authority, and execution. All right? So this slide continues to explore the organizational dimension of key account management. Avoid a one size fits all approach. What does it mean? Rigid, pre-set organizational structures are inefficient and ineffective. Avoid that. Customization over internal politics. Focus should be on the business relationship and external factors, not just internal organizational convenience or power dynamics. So politics inside the company or inside the organization should be left aside. All right? So what are the three types of CAM structures? First, staff organization. CAM acts in an advisory or supportive role. Next, line organization. CAM is integrated directly into the line of command. That's why we have organizational structure. Next, matrix organization. A hybrid where CAM works across functions and departments with shared authority. So a successful CAM structure isn't static. It should be crafted based on external relationship needs rather than internal rivalries. So choosing the right format, staff line matrix, enables agility and stronger customer alignment. So there are three structures. Okay? Understand? Do you have any questions so far? Any questions? Any clarifications? Nan? Okay, let's proceed. Integrating the customer. So this slide focuses on the crucial principle of integrating the customer within key account management. So first, evolving customer expectations. So over the past decade, customers have become more demanding and expect highly individualized solutions. So these expectations necessitate greater flexibility in suppliers' production processes, right? So it evolves from time to time. Customers are more demanding right now. Second, closer collaboration. The supplier must move closer to the customer, not just physically, but strategically and operationally. Some some businesses send flowers, send gifts whenever their customers um are celebrating their birthdays, anniversary, etc. So they do that to build relationship. Okay? So it's not a requirement or it's not required. But for you to build that, that build of understanding and that rapport, so you need to deal with those strategies. So you need to send flowers, you need to send gifts whenever they celebrating their birthday, anniversaries, and etc. So third, beyond transactional interaction. So Come Today requires deep understanding of customer challenges and internal processes, not just sales interactions. So this approach broadens the traditional scope of CAM by focusing on long-term problem solving and co-creation of value. So to succeed in modern key account management, suppliers, you as key account specialists must embed themselves or yourselves in the customer's ecosystem, acting as partners rather than just vendors. This strategic integration leads to stronger, more resilient business relationships, right? So misunderstanding customer needs. Even when companies recognize the importance of customer satisfaction and retention, many still fail to understand their customers' problem deeply. Like what I've said earlier, you need to address immediately the problems of your customer. Second, product-oriented mindset. A common issue is being too focused on the product, which leads to poor integration of customers into product development and product or production processes. You are not listening to the feedback of your customers. So you're much more of product oriented. So we need to change that mindset. We need to be focused, customer focused mindset. Okay? So third, loss of competitive edge. Without actively improving customer knowledge, companies risk losing touch with their market and clients. So this results in a decline in competitive advantage, especially if that advantage was previously based on deep customer insights. So to remain competitive, organizations must shift from a product-centric to a customer-centric approach, embedding customer input into core business processes. True integration means building systems and culture that prioritize listening, adapting, and co-developing with key accounts. You understand that? We need to be more of a customer-centric. Understood? Any questions so far? Nan? Okay, let's proceed. Communication barriers. A significant source of unsatisfactory supply is the customer's inability to clearly articulate their problems. This gap in communication can lead to incorrect solutions. So we need to ask our customer what's the specific problem or what's the issue behind of your feedback. So we need to dig deeper. Okay? Awareness deficiency. Misunderstandings are likely when the customer is unaware of. So their own problems or their customers' problems in business to business change. Third, supplier's responsibility. The on-site responsibility falls heavily on the supplier to investigate deeper, to understand not just the direct customer's challenges, but also those of the customer's customer and stay attuned to market dynamics. So this slide emphasizes that true customer integration means going beyond passive listening. It requires proactive discovery and empathy to uncover latent issues the customer may not even recognize, reinforcing the need for deep customer insight in successful key account management. So, this final slide in the series of integrating the customer emphasizes a crucial concept in business to business, complex market layers in business to business. In business to business contexts, suppliers face multiple layers of market stages. They are responsible not only for their direct customers, but also for indirect customers, their customer's customer. Customer centric problem solving. Suppliers must prioritize solving problems from the customer's perspective, ensuring solutions are in the customer's best interest, not just their own. Third, strategic long term investment. Helping customers stay competitive is not just good practice, it is a strategic necessity. The success of the customer forms the foundation for the supplier's future. So to summarize everything in module 1, evolution of CAM. The conception of key account management reflects ongoing changes and trends in CAM research and practice. Second, strategy or strategic relationship focus. CAM is not just about sales. It's a relationship marketing program. Its purpose is to build and sustain strategic partnership with a company's most critical customers. Third, institutionalization is key. Once a CAM strategy is designed and task defined, it might be institutionalized, formally embedded into the company's structure and operations for consistency and long-term success. Lastly, rising customer demands. Modern customers expect individualized solutions. So this drives the need for flexible production processes and closer collaboration between suppliers and customers. So effective key account management is about evolving with the customer, embedding strategic thinking into everyday operations and fostering long-term value-driven relationships. So companies that do this well will thrive in competitive, complex markets. So do you have any question with module 1? Any question with module 1? None? Okay, let's have a 5 minutes break and we will start with module 2. Let's have a 5 minute break.
Anxiety, keep on trying me. I feel it quietly, trying to silence me. Yeah, my anxiety can't shake it off of me. Somebody's watching me, and my anxiety. Yeah. Solo, no mojo. I bounce back, no pogo. Unhappy, no homo. New brands, no logos. Money on my juggler, natural hustler. Think I need a smuggler up in Russia. You could be my butler, shine my cutler. Shout out to Oyenda, that's the guzzler. Okay, next thing, my life is a wet dream. I call it a sex scene. The bag is a nice tease. I tried to escape. My life is an X-ray. I'm sorry, a sex tape. You only get one take. Quiet on the set, please. Rolling anxiety in 3, 2, 1. Anxiety, keep on trying me. I feel it quietly, trying to silence me. Yeah, anxiety, shake it off of me. Somebody's watching me. It's my anxiety. Mind me, wanna let it try me. It's my anxiety, not to shake it from me. It's my anxiety, say let it caution me. It's my anxiety, gotta get this life of seas. I'm constantly excited. Oh, I feel it trying, keep it trying. Oh, I feel the silence, keep it quiet. Oh, somebody's watching me, anxiety. Oh, anxiety. Order from Florida. What's in that clear blue water? No limits, no borders. What's in that new world order? Marco, Polo, Negro run from Popo. That blue light in that rojo. Oh, it's like I get this tightness in my chest, like an elephant is standing on me, and I just let it take over. Anxiety keeps on trying me. Anxiety keeps on trying me. Oh, somebody's trying me.
All right, we're back. Let's start with module 2. Ready? Are you ready? Have you already took your bio break? Are you ready? Are you back? Are you here? Can you press 4 if you're here? Okay, Shu Win Yu. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, let's continue with our discussion. Let's now deal with the importance of key account management. So this slide serves as the introduction to the purpose of key account management module. It outlines the scope and objectives of the upcoming content. So the module explains the core reasons why key account management is vital in business, emphasizing its strategic role. So the topics to be covered in this module: importance of key account management, why CAM is crucial for long-term business growth. Next, 3 simple purposes, a simplified breakdown of CAM's key goals, Next, sales and business objectives. How CAM aligns with overall corporate targets. Fourth, implications of CAM. Impact on company operations and client relations. Next, CAM as a process. So understanding CAM not just as a concept, but as a structured approach. Next, reasons to use CAM software. So tech tools that support efficient and scalable CAM efforts. So in this slide, it covers the importance of key account management and sets the foundation for understanding why businesses prioritize it. So widespread adoption. Many businesses are now practicing CAM due to compelling strategic reasons. Most of the companies that have adopted CAM strategies did so because they had no other choice. So this highlights that CAM is not just a strategic advantage, it's become a competitive necessity. So as customer needs become more complex and individualized, CAM helps companies stay relevant, competitive, and customer focused. So in this slide, it expands the importance of CAM by outlining 8 driving reasons behind its recent widespread adoption. So why CAM matters? So here are the 8 core reasons. First, customer consolidation. Businesses are dealing with fewer but larger and more powerful customers. So we will identify those powerful customers. All right? It's about the quality, not the quantity. Okay? Next, global customer expectations. International clients demand consistent service and standardized experiences across all regions. Services is more important. Consistency is the key. Third, evolving purchasing practices. Buyers are more strategic, structured, and data driven, requiring tailored engagement. Okay? Next, supplier complexity. When different departments within one supplier serve the same client, coordination through CAM avoids redundancy and confusion. Okay? Next, resource prioritization. As growth opportunities arise, firms must strategically allocate resources. CAM ensures the focus is on high value clients. Again, it's about quality, not quantity. Seventh, solution oriented selling. Shift from selling to offering complete solutions that solve client problems. Again, we will focus on the solution. Lastly, strategic business impact. Companies want to be seen as partners, not just vendors, by influencing their clients' strategic outcomes. Okay? So why COM becomes essential? Customer demands for global consistency. If a customer expects the same products, pricing, and services worldwide, your company must first coordinate global sales effort, standardize operations internationally. You have ISO, International Standard Operations. So you establish CAM to manage this complexity efficiently. Informed buyers drive change. So when buyers used advanced data and expect transparency, example, open book trading, your team must first, or most importantly, respond quickly to leverage global expertise. A structured CAM system becomes essential, align resources and strategy. Okay? Welcome back, Wu Bingji. This slide reinforces the idea that key account management often originates from external pressure by the customer. Okay? So when a buyer says they no longer want to deal with multiple sales representatives giving conflicting messages, it pushes suppliers to streamline communication. So what's the trigger for change? This often forces the supplier to appoint one key contact who can represent all business interests consistently. So that's where you will act. So you will be the representative of the company as key account specialist consultant. So you will explain everything to the client. You will explain everything to the customer. You will address the problems of the customer as key account specialist. Understand? So calm results from pressures from outside. The supplier is made to do it. So this explains that calm is not just a proactive strategy. It's frequently a reactive necessity driven by customer expectations for clarity and consistency. Again, the key elements here is you need to respond to the needs of your clients immediately. You need to respond quickly. Okay? So highlighting a realistic perspective, external pressure is the main catalyst. The bad news is that nobody wants to do it. While pressure from clients forces action, it's often met with reluctance. So intrinsic motivations are stronger but rarely enough. So the final four motivations from the earlier slide, growth opportunities, solution selling, strategic impact, and competitive edge can benefit the company directly. Again, what are the four motivations? Growth opportunities, solution selling, strategic impact, and competitive edge. So come will do something for you, give you an edge, and give you a competitive advantage or advancement. Okay? So yet is still not enough. Despite their merit, these reasons often fail to override the inertia or the reaction and resistance to change. They are not very sufficient to make the supplier take on the challenge of the changes required. In the last paragraph of this slide. So key account management is often driven by necessity, not strategy. While it holds the potential for competitive advantage, change requires significant internal commitment. And that's where many organizations struggle. So we need to address internal problem as well while addressing external problems from the customer. Understand? Understand everyone? Okay, next slide. This slide serves as a final reflection on the motives and clarity behind implementing key account management. So final thoughts on CAM implementation. CAM often starts for the wrong reasons. CAM often gets implemented the fastest for the least good reasons. So what does it mean? Know your why. Before committing to a CAM strategy, clarity of purpose is critical. So you need to clarify everything. So please be sure that you know very clearly what you wish it does for you. So two types of motivation, defensive reasons or external pressure. Second, offensive reasons or strategic opportunity. So CAM success depends on internal alignment, strategic clarity, and patience. It's not just about reacting to pressure. It's about making an intentional choice with a long-term view. Okay? So this slide introduces three simple purposes for implementing CAM. Okay? Compelled by necessity. Many companies adopt CAM not out of preference, but because they have no other viable path. Most businesses are simply compelled to choose this path. in the first paragraph. Industry-wide adoption. CAM is becoming standard across industries, especially where organizations had no other option. Second paragraph. And for the last paragraph, key driver, market consolidation. Mature markets is equals to fewer, larger buyers. In consolidated markets, fewer but larger customers dominate. Remember that. Again, we're about quality, not quantity. These customers wield more power and have higher expectations. Opportunity plus pressure. Larger companies have greater sales potential, but they are frequently more demanding of their suppliers. So what's the key takeaway of this slide? Calm is no longer a luxury. It's a response to market realities. If your industry is consolidating, calm may be the only way to stay relevant and competitive. That's the importance of your role as key account specialist consultant. So, do you see? You are the most important in the company because you're going to build that relationship with the customer. You understand your role? Are you ready for that role? Are you ready? Come on. Let me see in the chat box. Are you now ready to be that person, to be that individual in your company, to be the lead person, to be the lead individual in connecting with your clients? Let me see. Are you still here? Or are you eating right now? Are you eating right now? So next slide. This slide continues the theme of three simple purposes. I think so. So three clear goals of CAM: predict the future. CAM is a method for trying to predict the future. It helps anticipate customer needs and market shifts. It depends in the monitoring. Second, gain competitive advantage. CAM is a tool for gaining a competitive advantage. It drives strategic alignment and stronger client relationships. Third, lead or secure key supplier status. CAM is a way to gain a lead or key supplier position. Establishes trusted long-term partnerships. So, in a nutshell, CAM means to an end, not the end itself. So it's a strategic tool. Don't implement CAM for appearances or industry trend following. The objective should always be business performance and customer value. I have a warning. I have a warning. There is just too much effort needed for it to serve no other purpose than bragging rights. So CAM must be purpose driven, not a vanity project. Okay? Understand? Do you have any question? Do you have any question? We're going to the last topic. No question at all? All right. Let's move to our last topic, implications of key account management. So this slide covers the implications of CAM and highlights how its implementation can lead to significant internal changes in an organization. So the slide makes clear that once a company commits a CAM, certain outcomes are almost inevitable. First, resource prioritization. If one is to prioritize their resources on these customers, CAM forces a shift in focus and investment towards key clients. So this often requires reallocating budget, talent, and attention. So you will assess if you need to have a change in the policies or you need to change a team because they are not efficient enough. So you have the voice. Second, behavioral change. If one is to behave differently, organizations need to adopt new mindsets and customer centric behaviors. This can include changes in communication, service levels, and internal culture. Third, customer-driven processes. If one is to allow their needs to drive the business processes may need to be redesigned around top customers' expectations. These could involve customized solutions, flexible operations, and tighter collaboration. So the bottom line, however far one intends to take CAM in the business, the stated implications will almost certainly occur. So even a partial CAM strategy can fundamentally impact how a business operates. It's not a superficial change. It demands real strategic alignment. Okay? So these elements are consistently found where CAM is working well. First, deeper customer relationships. Relationships with the customer go further than the purchasing department. What does it mean? CAM builds multi-level relationships that extend beyond procurement into operations, management, and strategy. Second, cross-functional account teams. Multiple contacts are maintained by a key account team composed of commercially aware functional experts. So you are the key account team. As key account specialist, you are aware of functionalities and other matters in the strategic systems or approaches. Okay? So success comes from cross-functional collaboration. Okay, P. Yijong, thank you so much for attending. This is recorded, so I can send you the link later. So the team includes experts who understand both the customer's business and the supplier's offerings. Third, credible and senior CAMs. The key account manager is of sufficient stature to win credibility. The role demands influence and authority. CAM must earn the trust of internal teams and clients alike. Lastly, customer-centric intelligence. The supplier understands the customer's business and the market, perhaps even better. Leading CAMs anticipate customer needs and often understand the market better than the customer themselves. So what's the takeaway in this slide? To succeed with CAM, companies must go beyond transactional selling and embed themselves in the customer's world. It's about strategic partnership, not just sales. Okay? So let's move on to the CAM as process. Step 1, make key account management a formalized process. There is an 8-step process to get you on the right track to CAM. So the takeaway for this step, a formalized CAM process is essential. Ad hoc approaches result in lost opportunities and lower success rates. Companies must treat CAM as a strategic necessity, not an optional tactic. All right? Step 2, identify your key accounts. Success in key account management starts with clarity. Define your key accounts not only by revenue but by long-term strategic potential. Step 3, start small and expand CAM later. What does it mean? Begin your CAM journey by focusing on a select group of high potential accounts. Master their management first before expanding your strategy. Fourth step, understand the overall context of key accounts. So true CAM success comes from understanding who your key accounts are and what they need most. Strategic insight is key to strategic impact. Fifth, instead of selling products, sell solutions. Success in key account management comes from acting as a trusted advisor, not just a vendor. Understand the client's needs and then position yourself and your offerings as tailored solutions. Step 6, schedule regular meetings with key accounts. Regular meetings are not just about sales. They're about building partnerships. Stay engaged, Be visible and show that you're invested in your client's success. Step 7, clearly define the roles of sales managers. Effective CAM demands not just talent but also structure. By defining roles clearly, especially who leads strategic account initiatives, organizations improve focus and accountability. And for our last step, ensure that account coaching is available. So you always need to be available if your customer needs anything. Okay? So generic sales techniques aren't enough for managing key accounts. Equip your salesperson or your team with coaching that emphasizes solution relationship building to ensure CAM success. So why we need a software for CAM? It is worthwhile to explore key account management software to help mine valuable accounts and build long-term relationships. So investing in CAM or CAM specific software is not just about efficiency. It's about enhancing relationships, minimizing value, and empowering strategic account managers with the tools they need. So you need to ask your managers, you need to ask your supervisor to to invest in CAM software. Okay? You need to download, you need to install some software pertaining to CAM for you to be efficient well. Okay? So managing complexity in customer interaction, software supports them with a broad toolkit of business management functions. So to summarize module 2, first, driven by external pressure. CAM is often initiated in response to outside forces. What are those outside forces? Customers, markets, or competition, rather than proactive planning. Second, poor implementation is common. Many businesses adopt CAM hastily or for the wrong reasons, missing the real value it can bring when implemented intentionally. Third, cross-functional team is key. Successful CAM relies on a team of experts, you as experts, not just sale representatives, who understand both the business and the client's needs. And lastly, select accounts wisely. Not every client is a key account. A strategic selection must consider business capacity, goals, and available resources to manage these relationships effectively. Okay? So let's have a quick assessment. Are you ready? Press 5 if you're ready. Press 5 if you're ready. Press 5 if you're here. Are you still here? I'm not ready. Okay? This is just a quick. The achievement of key account management depends primarily on which of the following: A, B, C, or D. Type in the chat box. What's the answer? A, B, C, or D. A for economic success, B for principles of investment, C for client investment, and fourth for revenue generated. What's the answer? What's the achievement of key account management? A, B, C, or D? The correct answer is A. Very good, Wu Bingji. Very good. Next. How many dimensions of key account management are there? In the pyramid, how many? How many dimensions? Very good. 3. Correct. Next. Which of the following are the supplier's most important tasks? So you need to choose 3 answers. A, B, C, and D. What are the 3 answers? What are the 3 answers? Okay. So B is correct. A, B, D, correct. One Lu. All right. Next. Which of the following are the reasons behind the development of recent CAM approaches? So four answers. A, B, C, D, and E. What are the four answers? Which of the following are the reasons behind the development? A, B, C, D, E. What are the four answers? Oh, yeah. I'll give you time. I'll give you time because this is a hard question. A, B, C, D. Okay. The correct answer is B, C, D, and E. Okay. So that's okay. That's okay. So you can have a review later. Okay. Last question. How many distinct goals does key account management have? How many distinct goals? In the pyramid, how many? How many goals? In the pyramids, how many? In the pyramid, how many dimensions? Each dimension has a goal. How many dimensions? How many goals? Three. Very good. The correct answer is three. All right. So thank you for listening and thank you for attending this training. I will now promote my book. I have a book. If you want to buy my book, just message me. And I am supporting 50 students in the Philippines. If you want to donate, just message me. And if you want to connect with me, just scan the QR code, just message me. If you have any questions or if you want to clarify something, just message me, okay? So thank you so much for attending our session. Thank you for attending our training. Thank you so much. Bye. Thank you.
If you had seen the thousand lights, be mine, be mine. I'm I just spekler till jag det fast. I'm ifall jag det kan pass. I'm I just up to shit. I'm high. I'm only trying to I'm high. Pessoas a tremer, é melhor demais. Eu não entendi minha cara, eu mando mais. E ninguém tá no rodo, eu estarei em cidade, eu estarei em cidade. I see that, leave me on the floor tonight. Show me how to move like the water. In between the dust and lights, be mine, I see that. همه تو شکوه ماست تو پر از نوری عزیزکم شو نوبت ما هم میره